This is the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like the 5th time I've moved in 2 years. Which sounds crazy, but that's kind of just what college is about. Like, move in, start of sophomore year, move out at the end, and then move into where I stayed over the summer, and then move out, and then move into where I stayed in the back at school, and then move out, and then move into where I'm staying now. And I'm about to move out. So I need to move out. So that's actually what I'm getting to. But there's just something so sad about moving out. It feels very liminal and very much like nothing lasts forever, which is true. But wouldn't it be nice if some things lasted for a while? You know? I actually just cut my bangs and they're really short. But I think the rest of my haircut looks pretty good. And if you don't, I don't care. We don't gotta talk about it. Looks good in real life. I don't care how it looks on camera. But moving out really brings things to an official end wherever you are. And when you do it every couple of months, you know, it's just the second you're settled. The second you think maybe you figured out what you're doing in that place, it's time to go. You know? Like this little reading nook that I'm in right now. It's like I went out to Goodwill, I got a lamp for down here, I got this quilt, I got all these pillows. So adorable. It's really cute. It's a great spot for people to sleep over. And now it's gone forever. I mean, once I finish emptying it out, it's gone. And it's not like there's going to be any more lofted beds. I'm about to move into an apartment for real. Finally, I'm moving into an apartment. And I should be able to stay settled for 2 years. But there's also this sort of relief that comes with moving all the time and not being able to build anything permanent, because if it's not going to be permanent, then it doesn't have to be very good. It can be kind of shitty, because it's only going to last a little while. Taking down the flag. Unis Annis. For those who know, it's only gonna last a couple of months. So who cares how good it is or how bad it is, or even if it's good for you. And with moving out, or rather knowing that I'm about to move in somewhere else, there comes all this pressure to fix everything. I've got these big problems I've been, you know, not wanting to deal with in my life. Not like serious shit, but things like, you know, my own, but things like, you know, my own loneliness. And my own debate over whether I'm not good enough to get like a romantic partner, if I just don't want one, because I don't want to be tied down, and I think it's all bullshit, which is true. But also there's a feeling of unlovableness that happens when no one's choosing you. But I also go out of my way to make myself less choosable, as a protest against all the the bullshit standards of society. And I mean, the biggest thing that's been weighing on me recently, and I might not, post this part, if I post this at all, I might exclude this part, but I got put on this medication a while ago for ADHD that not only did it not help my ADHD at all, it also made me gain a bunch of weight, like a fuck ton of weight, motherfuck ton of weight in such a short amount of time, which was a really scary experience. And primarily because, I don't weigh myself regularly, because I don't think there's a way I could do that healthily that it wouldn't get in my head and shit, but I was noticing that my body was changing, and I couldn't tell if I was imagining it or just getting insecure, because, I've always had a hard time picturing what my body looks like in my head. So when I was gaining weight, I didn't know if it was actually happening or if I was just imagining it. And it turned out that it was happening, and I stopped taking that medication because it wasn't working in the first place. And I noticed some big changes, but I also had an injury on my foot, so I had an injury that sort of prevented me from working out, and still is preventing me from working out. I'm gonna get a surgery soon to fix it, but there's a lot of pressure on me mentally to sort of like lose all that weight I gained, because now I should be able to, right? Like, if it was, because when it was happening, I thought that there was something I was doing that was so unhealthy that I was gaining all that weight. And, I've always been bigger. I've always been, chubby kid or whatever, but it was so much. It was so dramatic, and I was like, surely I'm causing this. And even though I try to be very body positive, I felt guilty. I felt like I was doing something wrong. If I was, allowing this to happen. And what wound up sort of happening is that my self-esteem has gotten much lower, and as my self-esteem has gotten lower, my desire to take care of my body has become less. There have been times in the past where I'm very motivated and I go to the gym all the time and I take great care of myself, but as my self-esteem has gotten lower and lower, I have not been able to get myself to the gym. I'm pulling cardboard boxes out from underneath me because I was using them as padding in the book nook for the floor to be softer. It's underneath the quilt. Oh, which I didn't show you. This is the quilt. And it works. It is softer under there because of it. But it's just this huge pressure, and I know that my lifestyle right now is definitely making the issue worse. I feel sluggish. I just feel kind of bad in my body, like physically, I'm not healthy right now. But there's also all this pressure sort of in the modern day. Like, I feel like I've got to stay body positive. Like, I don't want to perpetuate any bad stereotypes about how, like, skinny is good and fat is bad. I'm not trying to push that message. So I feel guilty about gaining the weight, but I also feel guilty about feeling bad about gaining the weight. And that's super confusing, And, ow. That hurt. I just feel like I always get this feeling like everything was so much easier in high school. Even though I wasn't having a great time in high school, I feel like I can remember myself having a good time, even if that's not true. Anyway, with the idea of moving again looming over me, like, I feel the pressure to start getting myself together. Because with my low self-esteem, I've been indulging in all these habits that I know are bad for me. They're bad for my body. My body feels bad. In terms of, you know, I'm a little bit depressed. I'm having trouble sleeping. But I'm also tired all the time, and I'm so stiff and achy. God, it's a bad situation, and I feel like since I'm moving, I have to be able to fix it. And there's this sort of fear in me that I'm not going to be able to fix it, no matter what I do, which doesn't make any sense, and certainly probably isn't true. But just because something certainly probably isn't true, damn! Just because something certainly probably isn't true doesn't mean that it is not affecting you. Me and my friends from childhood, isn't that adorable? But, you know, it's the pressures of new beginnings are as bad as the loss of all the endings, or whatever. And honestly, I only hit record on this video so that I would pack something up in my room. Because I know I need to. I'm moving out on Saturday and it's Tuesday. Had to start packing. But it was never going to happen. Because instead I went and I got high. And I watched YouTube. And I ate a shit ton of ice cream. And I waited out the tornado warning that hit. The school immediately sent us a follow-up text being like, hey, for real, go to the basement. So I did, and nothing happened. That's fine. But, you know, it feels like a bummer to just sort of move on from everything that I sort of set up here, even if the only thing I set up was the physical room itself. It's not like I set up any connections or like emotional anything. I just decorated the room. But a decorated room feels big. Like, feels important. Especially, like, to me right now. I don't know, it feels like, a decorated room feels like I understand who I am. Having a room with pictures and art and toys and decorations and shit that reflect who I think I am on the inside feels so fucking important. Like crucial. Like, if it's not around me, I feel like I'm nothing. I get so depressed right away. Humiliating. But I really think I view the room around me like an extension of myself, and when it's not put together, it doesn't look good. It feels like I'm not good. Like I'm not good at being a person or whatever. you know. I'm really battling right now with this desire to be better. Just better than however I am. Just, can you hear my loudest fuck freezer? If you can see that in the whole video, I might not post even this thing at all. At all. I just feel like there's this constant pressure to be doing the best I possibly can be doing. And I know that I'm not doing that right now. But I'm also not doing the worst I could possibly be doing, but I kind of feel like that would be better. I think that the worst I could possibly be doing would be spending a bunch of money to go out every night and get shit-faced drunk in the city. And I'm not doing that. I'm only doing substances a few times a week, like at night, like really not heavy stuff, like just sort of a chill vibe, hanging out in my room alone. And but it feels like if I was going on a bender, then I'd be making more of my life. It feels like if I was shit-faced drunk, I would at least be out there, like, talking to people, interacting with people. And if something really terrible happened to me, then I would have a reason that everyone would have to feel sorry for me and not think I'm a bad person. And I don't mean, like, really terrible. I just mean, like, you know, that sort of passive desire that, like, a kid has when they're, like, too sick to go to school. And it's like, oh, good, I don't have to, like, try and do all this shit today that I didn't want to do. I feel boring. Like a boring guy. And there have been times in my life where I was like the most interesting guy around, but that's just not the case anymore. I sort of have nothing going on, not many people in my life. I'm not doing any hobbies. I'm just sort of dragging myself from day to day. And I want to be a more interesting person. So, I guess the next step is, how do I become a more interesting person? I guess that's the question of the day. Think about it, you know, and let me know if you want, audience. And maybe I'll make another post once I've answered that question. I feel like if you look at the, like, 5 videos I've made over the course of the past 3 years or something, you can see the light slowly draining out of my eyes at my face. I feel like there's something that I gotta be able to do that would make me happy, you know? And I'm sure it's like a huge lifestyle change and not just like one thing, but you know, it also almost certainly has to do with the fact that it's summer and none of my friends are living here right now. So I've got to wait for the school year to start again before I like have friends. But that's also not true because a lot of my friends are living here, but I'm not reaching out to them. And they all live in an apartment complex together. So they sort of forget about the people who don't live in the apartment complex, of which I am one. But I guess I'm about to move to that apartment complex, so maybe that will never be a problem again. Who knows? Okay. Signing off, I guess. I actually don't like that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, well, wish me luck in becoming a better person, and also moving out, and also moving in. And for the record, I don't mean better person as in like more moral person. I mean like happier and enjoying my life more. I don't like that. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's so disingenuous. Anyway, bye. Don't talk about the hair. I like it and it's none of your business. Okay, bye.